What's up, people of the interwebs? Go through the dark one. Once again, going solo for this week's Roundtable, episode 8, I think. And you know what's really bad? I honestly just looked to be correct. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 8. 6. Anyway, Roundtable for this week. July 25th, 2012. No time mishaps like last week. Can't go revealing the future to people. You can't handle it. Anyway, once again, by myself. Unfortunately, the planned co-host. Well, you know, can't blame a guy. What would you rather do? Hang out with me or be with your wife? Yeah, I don't hold it against him. But no, he actually had something come up. So maybe one day, and if nothing else, a good friend, Tito Mega, comes back from his fantastic gay voyage, family vacation. I don't know if he's back in town yet, but he's on his way today, so hopefully he'll be here next week, and it'll be interesting again. I don't know. Oddly enough, I noticed the ones where I do it myself seem to get more views. Go figure. But anyway, again, kind of a slow week. Once E3 hits, that's kind of, here's the news, and it just kind of slows down. And if stuff's coming out, it comes out, and yada, 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 yada. So, let's see. Speaking of stuff coming out, recently, Quantum Conundrum got released for PC. It was kind of unclear. Some sites actually had it the same day for PSN and Xbox Live Arcade. Xbox Live Arcade is getting it July 11th, and PSN July 10th. It's on Games for Windows now, or I think you can get it through Steam. Basically, actually I'm not sure on the Steam thing, just because of what I'm getting ready to say. It's a physics-based puzzle game, and the big thing about it, and cool thing about it, is that it's one of the writers of both Portal games kind of made it, or helped make it, so I don't know if, she left Valve, or, how that would work out for it being released on Steam, sort of thing. It's been getting kind of, I don't know, normally I'm all about game trailers, which, by the way, I know I mentioned last week when I tried to check it, it was wonky with ads. It keeps warning of a site upgrade. The site still visually looks the same and works the same, but the incredible, I can't even watch something for ads has stopped. So it must have just been some weird conversion thing or something like that. But anyway, I said last week I go there a lot, and generally, nothing against IGN or anybody else that does reviews of anything. I just usually mostly associate with game trailers. Like, I feel that they have the same opinions as me, so, if I'm going to bank on any review. However, when it came to Quantum Conundrum, they kind of let me down a little bit. They gave it a 6.5, 7 at best, and, they said it was fun, it had good writing, but it's just kind of like, once you do everything once, that's kind of cool, but then after you do it for the 10th time, it's not fun anymore. Which is true, in a puzzle game, but, I don't know, it's still more than likely a day one buy for me, it's kind of, Portal 1 and 2 did a good job without getting too horribly repetitive. Portal 1, it was a puzzle game that just coincidentally had some story thrown in there. And by the way, if you recognize what I'm saying, I believe a reviewer actually said this, but I think it's really true. And Portal 2 was a story game with puzzles put into it, but it worked. The problem going into Portal 2 is, the fundamentals of the game you'd already done to death. But they did a good job of keeping it fresh with the gels and all this and stuff, and the puzzles. It could happen. But IGN, however, gave it an 8. And it's out of 10. And it's like, wow, usually it's completely the other way around. Usually IGN will slam something. IGN used to have the notability of being bought off for reviews quite a lot, and I don't know if they still aren't, it's hard to say. But the only thing IGN really griped about in their review, and they didn't spoil it in their video review if you want to go see it, is that they said the ending was kind of bleh. You go through all this, they didn't really mention repetition or anything like that. They said they did a good job of that, with the physics and everything, keeping the puzzles fresh. But the only thing they mentioned was the ending, which kind of worries me, because it's like, I'm not like a super genius, but I don't, I didn't get horribly stumped in Portal 1 or 2. So it's like what kept me going, especially in 2, was the story to see where it went. And it just kind of worries me that I'll buy it and I'll be mad at the ending. But I'll have to wait and see. When it comes out, I will definitely get it and tell you what I thought about it. But yeah, so that hits July 11th. Also coming up, actually, well, it's Monday now, but this week you get the Spider-Man video game for the movie. It looks like it'd be good. They took it back to kind of like the old school Spider-Man 2 movie game, which was really awesome. So I have to wait and see. I know the movie I can't wait for. But what kind of makes it extra awesome to me is not only is Stan Lee in the game, he is in the game. In case you haven't heard, you actually be Stan for a mission or a segment of missions. And he did voiceover and all that, and you're actually like Stan in the suit, web slinging and jumping around. That's just awesome. God bless you, Stan Lee, who is 90 years old, and that's just awesome. But another thing that makes it extra awesome, at least to me, because I'm a huge fan, if you put up with the old Spider-Man movies, good effort, Sam. You get a gold noodle star for trying. But I don't know what you were smoking when you made that third one. But anyway, the games kept a consistency with the movies of having his good friend and awesome super actor Bruce Campbell in them. Of course, the new movie presumably doesn't, because why would he be in it other than for just shits and giggles? Well, that's where the game kind of picks up, and I give Beanox all due credit for going to the trouble to put Bruce Campbell in the game. And that's just awesome. He basically plays, he's like he explained it in an interview on Game Trailers, and he's kind of like a ex-extreme sports guy that failed, but now he flies around in a blimp and he gives you challenges that you have to accept and do and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. I'll never forget Spider-Man 2. There were it was like hint markers or something markers, and you would collect them, and it would be Bruce telling you the hint or the whatever. Some of them, there were game hints. One of them I remember distinctly was he sang the old Spider-Man theme song from the 70s. But then I found one about midway through the game, and he said, if you find all these markers, I'll say something completely different. So I'm like, oh, now I gotta do that. And I mean, that game, I think it was like 200 and some of them you had to find. And yeah, you could see them on your map, but that didn't necessarily make it any easier for some of them. But I finished the game, the story of the game, and it took me about maybe like 3 days of hunting these down. And I finally got the last one. And then I was like, well, just to make sure, I'll go to a different area where I know one is and click it. So help me. Get there, click it. Something different. It literally changed all the markers in the game. Whenever you clicked on any of them, he just, like different tones of voice or something, he said something different. And I was like, that's brilliant. But anyway, let's see. Other things on their way. The Summer of Arcade will hit late July, however you want to look at it. The first will be Tony Hawk HD. It's a HD redo of the first one on July 18th. July 25th, we will see the Racketeers. It's a Angry Birds Connect game ripoff. August 1st, we see Deadlight. Looks interesting. I didn't really get into Shadow Complex or Limbo, and that's what it reminds me of extraordinarily. But that's just me. It looks pretty cool. And August 8th, the one I'm really waiting for is Hybrid. And they have their standard, you buy all the games, you get some kind of bonus back from Microsoft sort of deal going on with that. Let's see. Recently, in case you're wondering, I got a little note card. That's my thought face. Anyway, wow, I just forgot what I was going to talk. Oh, yeah, it's right in front of me. recently, once again, more what is going to be in the next Xbox rumors or a document or leaked. Whatever. Nothing about it surprises me if it was real. I mean, it just, nothing seems like, oh, no way, they're not going to do that. I mean, some of the big things, like it's going to have a Blu-ray thing in it, well, duh, you think? I mean, they kind of have to be competitive in the market. It's, console rumors to me are just that. When I see something at, like, an E3, or something, or something official, I guess you could say, then I'm like, okay, there's the new console. Whether I want it, don't want it, whatever. But it's like, everybody gets such an up of Twitter about all these rumors, and this might be this, and it's whatever. Here's the thought, if it's made, it's made. Just wait till it comes out, and then deal with it. If not, so, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, we're not necessarily PS3, because Sony does a 10-year thing, and I don't think PS3's been out 10 years yet, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't. 360, it wouldn't surprise me, a new console, just because they are kind of a little behind. But, hard to say. Derp derp. Derpity derp derp derp. Yurdy spurdy birdie birdie. Anyway. Then also, let's see, I found a little details. The Chucky is coming back. It's been rumored forever and ever, like many things are, of a Chucky reboot or new movie in the series. Of course, this goes along with RoboCop, Beetlejuice, did about 20 other old movies that are supposed to be redone. But anyway, apparently the Chucky thing is a for real thing. It's like called Movie Hole. Kind of got some info on it. It will be called Curse of Chucky. Going to be a straight-to-DVD release, and it does have Brad Dourif and Don Mancini behind it, so it's like official, I guess you could say. What they said is that the plot seems to kind of skip over the very recent ones, and it just kind of like it takes place right after Child's Play 3. So who knows? It kind of lost me at straight-to-DVD. But that's just me. Every time I see something like that, I think of that old Family Guy gag of Stewie banning straight-to-DVD sequels. Aladdin 5, Jafar needs glasses, or whatever it was. It's just, usually those things don't pan out to really add up to much. But who knows? I mean, at least they got the right voice actor, and at least they got the creator and writer and director of every other movie attached to it, so who knows? It's just kind of weird that they kind of skipping all the other ones. But who knows? I mean, have to wait and see on that. But yeah, that's about it. One side of the card. Once again, kind of slow, kind of a little bit dull, just me, but show must go on, eh? Let's see, I would give you news about videos I put up, but I realized shortly before doing this that I forgot to actually upload the video I recorded this week, so my bad. I will get to that very shortly in the next day or two. And, I also got a kind of here's my stuff sort of video I'm going to shoot where I just show all my stuff. Not that probably anyone cares, but I just went to the trouble to clean all my shelves and redo everything. And I want to show it off to somebody at least. Sort of thing. But anyway, so that's coming. And I guess that'll about do it for this week's Roundtable. Like I said, I believe I'm on episode 8. Either way, it is 6/25/2012. I think. Time circuits, Anyway, it was funny. I had no idea I messed up the date last week until, I usually don't rewatch my videos after I post them until, a couple days later. But that one in particular, I just happened, I was bored and on the internet and looked it up. And I was like, wait a minute, I just said the wrong year. So, edit annotation, blah. Anyway. people make mistakes, and what better place to do it than on the internet where everyone can see it and make fun of you. But other than that, stay tuned. Appreciate sub, likes, comments, anything like that. And take care.